Hi, this is Mandii J, and today we have the Funko Pop limited edition chase for Star Wars 40th anniversary featuring Luke Skywalker with the speeder bike. Now normally this pop is featured with Princess Leia on this bike, but as the chase it is actually Luke, which I think is really cool because you are getting a different character altogether. I really do enjoy this chase just because at first I only thought the main difference was the eyelashes, but then looking closer I can see that there's a little bit of a unique sculpt along with different paints. So I'll get to that as we open the box and kind of show off the chase itself. But right now I'm just going to look over the basic box and kind of see the condition, everything. I really do like the fact that it does say Luke Skywalker on the bottom, and I do love just the coloring of the red against black. I really feel like that brings out the artwork here with Luke. And then also we have the 40th anniversary sticker and the limited edition chase sticker as well, kind of making it all official. The plastic on the box looks really well done. It hasn't been damaged in shipping or anything. And the only little iffy is that the very corners of the plastic don't quite meet up with the corners of the box, but nothing too major. On the side, on both sides, we just have this. It's, again, the photo of the pop logo, and a little more of the detailing. On the back, we do have the rest of the wave, along with the visual of the pop going through the forest. I really do like the backdrop just because it has like movement to it, and it's also the backdrop inside of the box as well, displayed behind the pop. Here I have just the background art that is inside the box displayed behind the pop figure itself. I really do like this piece because of the fact that it is of the Forest of Endor, and fun fact, they actually filmed most of Endor in the Forest of the Giants in California, which is mostly just giant redwood, so that's why you get that kind of wonderful bright red bark and everything to the trees. And they grow pretty big, and once they get to a big size they fall over, so you get some really nice visual pleasing sets in the forest. So fun fact. I really do enjoy just, it kind of has like a painting feel to it, like someone like sat down with a set of paints and just blurred it together. It's really well textured and everything, and it doesn't take away from the pop, I feel, when it's in the box. So I really do like this display. It works very well. The colors are muted enough to where they don't forcibly draw your eyes to it, but at the same time still pop in is noticeable. Because as I put Luke in front, I feel like it's just a very good kind of extra bit of detail. I'll most likely just keep him in the box and have him displayed in the box just because I feel like that looks so good, and it also kind of gives him kind of a bit of a pop. It makes him kind of stand away from the background. Like, it really makes him seem like he is doing more and is in action and everything, and it really helps with the illusion. Here we have just the pop in its full view. We have the stand at the bottom here, which is just a very basic sculpt, loosely of rocks, a little bit of grass and moss, and then you have the Star Wars logo in the very front here. And then you have the speeder, the two clear rods that hold it up, along with Luke on top in the same position as Leia would be if it was her instead. Bring it a little closer to show. So I really do like the little bit of gold detailing of the Star Wars logo because I feel like it doesn't like necessarily stick out in a bad way against the base of the pop, and it's just enough to be noticeable without being like an eyesore. And these, though not like super clear, like they show up a lot clearer on camera than they are in person. They kind of seem a little cloudy, just a tad bit. But other than that, the speeder itself is a great sculpt. It doesn't have any real paint issues. There is some places where it looks faded, but I think that's more on purpose. I did rub my finger across just to make sure it wasn't any like dust or whatnot, because I did know I rubbed off some of this kind of white looking texturing off of like his boot at one point. I didn't know if that was intentional or not, but for the most part, most of the dust I've been able to wipe off. For the most part, the rest of this looks more like just detailing, roughing it up. Overall, the paint on the Speed Chaser or Speed Bike is actually really well done. It looks like all the details are in place. Even the little silver notches here aren't like overly done where they go off of the notches and mix into the brown area. The only problem with paint that I do have is on the pop itself. We have little places here where it doesn't quite fill, or weird texturing that looks like, is it supposed to be there? Like on his belt, you have some kind of awkward, it's like not fully painted black. There's scratches in the paint here in the shading of the cape. And then also there's like a bit of scuffing and such on the foot that could have been just simply due to it being placed into the box before it had fully dried. Just small things like that. And then of course the helmet, I'm getting a lot of green into the yellow right here. That's not quite part of this particular section. It's going into the helmet. The cream here going into the brown. It just looks a little sloppy on the helmet. If I can figure out how to mix the right colors, it would be an easy, quick touch-up. You do get a bit of his hair in the back, which I think is cool as well. Kind of really pushing for the Skywalker look. The difference between the chase, like at first, when I first saw this chase, I really didn't notice too much of a difference between Leia and Luke, other than like the eyelashes being one of the major differences. But now that I look like closer to it, Leia actually has rolled up white sleeves with her white pants, and here we have Luke with the black pants with the longer black sleeves. So you can tell that Luke himself is an original original sculpt, at least body wise. So that way they get the detailing in the sleeves and everything, where like with the face, all we would have to really do is change the color of the hair in the back and then the eyelashes. Also, I feel that overall this is a really nice pop. It has a lot of movement by itself, not just because of the bobblehead, but the fact that it just, the fabric of his cape and hoodie and everything kind of seems to be flowing. It's also a good decent size pop too. I also have here young Jen for kind of like a reference on her pedestal, along with Kylo Ren coming here, just to give an idea of the size this pop would be if you were to have it displayed with other pops. I feel like the proportion of Luke to Kylo is pretty much on point. Along with the bike, looks really nicely done, and it does look very much in proportion to compared like to the movies and everything. So I feel like they did a wonderful job on this pop. I feel like it is really a nice addition to anyone's collection. I would definitely, even if you were just to get the Leia one, I feel like there's not a huge difference between the two. I would definitely suggest picking up one of them. You don't necessarily have to have both. I might sooner or later pick up Leia, just so that way I have the original to compare to the chase. But other than that, I really enjoy this pop. I was really excited to get it. And me and my boyfriend found it at For Your Entertainment. It was very just kind of lucky because it was up in the top and kind of pushed towards the back where no one can really see it. And it wasn't until an employee kind of like pushed it like, you know, towards the front, kind of showed it off a little bit, did we actually happen to see it. So it also kind of shows that even if you're like late in the afternoon, there might be a chase hiding somewhere that other people haven't been able to find. So overall, wonderful pop, wonderful addition to anyone's Star Wars collection. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.